Well, after that chapter where we had nothing but laid back, it would only make sense that we're jumping into this arc with high stakes, isn't it? And also, this makes me a little bit happy because this almost suggests to me that a theory that I had is actually coming true. There's not enough evidence for this yet, but yeah, this is me, the angry anime fan, the semi-retired disability reviewer who nowadays only reviews Eden Zero. Nice to see you all. And what I'm trying to say is that some time ago, I think I commented with someone on this. I didn't say it in a video. I began to suspect that Siggy somehow may be able to influence robot kind in order to, well, take over, because his goal is to dominate humanity and, well, turn all robots against humanity, so to speak. This episode, though, seems to imply that the way he will do that will be even darker than we have actually suggested at first. And this goes hand to hand in a little bit of his mysterious resurrection. Remember, Elsie said that she detected some kind of dark evil ether inside of Siggy. So is it possible that that dark evil ether has granted Siggy a very dangerous power? So what am I talking about in this Eden Zero chapter of 113? Well, let's just say the first thing that people did is that they immediately compared it to another series when they saw this. And I'm just saying, come on. Of everything that is happening in this chapter, that's the first thing you find out and talk about. There was something much more interesting to talk about than this one, not the comparison. Besides, do you know that originality is difficult? There is something else that is much more noted to be talking about here. At the forest, the Eden Zero cannot land because even the ocean is covered with forest in this place of Foresta, and it's said to be a robot and human harmony-like place. But for some reason, the internet is completely down. And well, Machivis does a fart and everything, something stinks. Well, who knows exactly? But the gang, the four main gang and their sidekicks head down in the jungle. And as we saw on the first time, despite this being a jungle, the fishes actually swim without even needing to breathe. Completely down, and Wise just does his future of it all speech. Is even more noting that Shiki didn't really know much about the internet, and apparently in Homura's world, they didn't even have internet. Granted, I mean, they did look down on robots, so I guess that makes sense. It was a medieval, feudal Japan-like place, but still, it's the forest there. But when they got to town, they all realized something very shocked as they see robots walking humans like they were dogs, most of them half naked, some dead in alleyways and others trapped inside cages. As two robots greet each other very casually, begin to talking of the fact that one looked healthy while the other one looks very bad. Apparently, being these two apparently once being in a couple with each other. I mean, this human girl and human boy. As the robot called Willem begins to say that you really should take care of your human, even though you're human, because otherwise it will break too easily. Um, uh, but then also they begin to talk about that you feed them with food from the old world. The fact that and even trying to as they beat up them another kind of humans here, is the as the robots always talks about that in the old world humans wouldn't think twice about breaking us. As Willem talks about the humans are more difficult to repair, you must not care to break them. Suddenly Kevin shows a catapult in his arm and blows off Willem's head, saying bots are meant to be free, all with a very twisted like face as the two humans really take that opportunity to run away, while the robot still just says humans are meant to be free. Yeah, this is clearly not something good, as the robots appear to have become completely insane. It gets worse though that our robot appears of it all, and the four gang pretends to be pets to Happy and Pino, especially when the robot wants to take Rebecca. So the gang managed to isolate the robot, and it shows that Machina Maker can break down a robot, although according to Wise, he doesn't break the robot, he merely shuts him down. But then they meet a very unexpected ally. I'm saying unexpected because I did not expect her to be in this planet. A lot of people pointed out that, how did you get here? What about Dragonfall? And I'm saying, guys, fast travel? Remember, she said she got here with a fast taxi. So I'm just saying there might be some chips that can actually fast travel, you know. And who is this unexpected ally? Well, it's none other than everyone's favorite fat girl, as well as much of a Maskov's crush, Shukpo. Or how do you say her name? Shukpo? The YouTube girl that is obsessed with food. In fact, she is somehow hiding herself in a house full with and taking most of the food. So as she begins to inform them all that everything was completely normal until 1 week ago when everything changed. And who was the one who changed it? Well, that was of course Siggy. And here is where we get to the theory that I was talking about. Shoko describes it that Siggy appeared on a screen as all the internet in the entire planet suddenly shut down. And as he appeared, he began to say, robots will rule over humans, and we will start with this planet. And after that, the robots started to attack the humans and became completely insane. So, what I'm trying to say here is that the theory I had somewhat is that what if Siggy can influence other robots? I talked about that if the dark ether drove him insane, or the fact that he's become someone else entirely, we just don't know it yet. Isn't it possible that that dark ether can actually infect others? And while that is not stated, it's more like stated like he just said that and then suddenly all the robots snapped. If you ask me though, I don't think the robots just decided like, oh, he is completely right, let's snap. No, judging from what we saw from the other robots there, they are talking just as Siggy did when he was, well, revealed himself to be the main antagonist. So my point here is it possible that when Siggy hijacked internet and blah 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 all that stuff, that he somehow hijacked the robots' minds, turned them into sociopathic monsters? Because so far we have only seen humans abusing robots, so now the tables are turned. These robots are talking differently. It's like they're not even seeing, it's like they're seeing one other world. And the fact that they ignored one humans to run away, just saying robots are meant to be free, to me that suggests that something twisted their mind. And that something was Siggy. We don't know how he did it, but we know that he did it. And now the commando unit appearing here makes all the more sense. Siggy is beginning to spread his influence around the cosmos, probably by infecting the robots. He is not on Nero's side, and Nero is gonna use this opportunity, he's gonna use this to destroy the robots, because he's gonna feel like the robots are beyond help, which in the end will create a war, a dangerous war that Siggy will win. Not because he will have more allies to brainwash, but it will create tension. Especially if it turns out that the robots' reason for turning this evil is not even their own fault. From judging from what Shuk was saying, is like they just suddenly changed like that. It wasn't like they always had this. No, this was brainwashing. This has to be brainwashing. Some kind of virus. And I believe Siggy somehow has gotten that power now. He can brainwash other robots, which is making him even more dangerous than before. Because I said before, there is nothing more dangerous than civil war. And how do you create a civil war? Well, species tension, maybe. So, yeah, that is basically what happened here. And we don't really know how it happened or what it happened. But mm, but then a combat robot suddenly crashes through the roof, seeing the humans as Shiki stops the fist, saying, "I don't, I really don't want to hurt him because I don't think he's doing this because he wants to. But if you hurt your friends, I will have to take him down." The Foresta arc is kicking off with a bang, and I'm interested to see what it's going. But again, we have a very interesting plot heading towards here. What am I saying? Is Siggy here? No, I don't think he is, but I think his Dark Ether is here. I think his influence is somewhat here. And I believe Shiki is the one that can cure these robots. Remember, Shiki is someone who believes in heart. Everybody. Everyone will feel like that is very cliche, but I believe the only way to reach out to brainwashing is through heart. Remember when Pino almost submitted to the Demon King's words. Granted, that could just have been because, well, she was built by him, but Shiki managed to reach her by speaking to her heart, speaking to how he knew her and everything else. So, isn't it possible that the other robots can be reached that way as well? Well, we don't really know that, but something has to be done. And with the commander unit, that is obvious that they're not gonna give these robots a second chance. No, it is purging, no stopping. And that's not gonna sit right with Shiki, even if he knows that the robots have become insane. And then there's Elsie heading towards here. What is she gonna do about this? Well, I'm not really sure. She wants to stop Siggy. She's not gonna like what is happening here. And then there is Justice. Is Justice really also on his way here? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we still don't know if there are many fronts here, but at least Nero's commando team is here, Shiki's team is here, and there's obvious that they're not going to be on the same page. I mean, I don't think they will. Wise will probably agree, but Shiki will not. Shiki will say that it's not their fault. There must be another way to do this. But the biggest problem is, in the end, they have gone insane. And what they're doing right now, well, that is insane. And how do you stop such insanity? For a lot of people, that is just purging. But you give me your thoughts if you have any. The darkness has just begun.